Greetings, fellow moviegoers, and welcome to Movie Central, the place to talk about movies, TV shows based on movies, toys based on movies, games based on movies, and rides based on movies. I'm your host, Mr. CCS, and this is my pet gorilla, George. In today's review, I'm talking about the final sequel for Pixar that was planned many years earlier. Finding Nemo was released in 2003 and was a box office success, quickly becoming the highest-grossing animated film of its time. So understandably, Disney wanted the sequel, and once again, Circle 7 planned the sequel. And it was interesting. From what I've heard, the movie was supposed to follow Nemo's lost siblings, the ones that got the Jaws treatment in the beginning. But apparently they survived and created a colony. You know what, the story sucks. Thank gosh Pixar and Disney got a new deal in 2006, so we wouldn't have to have seen this film. But with Toy Story and Monsters Inc., Nemo got its chance to shine as well in 2016, with a sequel finally being released, and it was a big hit, making over $1 billion and being a hit with critics. But is it as good as the original, or even better? Well, we're gonna find out today, as we're looking at Finding Dory. Dory, voiced again by the controversial figure Ellen DeGeneres, is a wide-eyed blue tankfish who suffers from memory loss every 10 seconds or so. The one thing that she can remember is that she somehow became separated from her parents as a child. Yeesh. With the help of her friends, Nemo, voiced this time by Hayden Rollins, and Marlin, voiced again by Albert Brooks, Dory embarks on an epic adventure to find them. Her journey brings them to the Marine Life Institute, a conservatory that houses diverse ocean species. Dory knows that her family reunion will only happen if she can save her parents from captivity. Yeah, it's a movie that exists. I have to say, this one always, for some odd reason, goes over my radar. I always forget it exists, but aside from that problem, the movie is actually pretty good. Is it as good or better than the original? No. I would say it's almost there. But if I didn't forget it so much, I would say it would be as good as the original. Regardless, I have a job to do. So let's go through and talk about the aspects of the movie and see how good it really is. I'd honestly be complaining about the extra characters, which I know are for more merchandise, but I'd be lying if I didn't think all of these characters were well done. But we're focusing on the main characters first. Dory has a really great arc. Weird for the comedic relief to have a great arc, huh? Likewise, her taking center stage isn't bad because she's a fan favorite and they did something with her. The moment where she finds her parents is easily the highlight of the movie and her character. There are other things worth noting, like she knows the difference between an octopus and a sectopus, or septopus. Like, seriously, she forgets everything important, but remembers the number of arms on a sea creatures and how to sound like a whale. What is the society we live in? I digress. Her character is vastly improved upon in the sequel, and definitely one of the best parts of the film as a whole. Marlin and Nemo are in this movie, and I'm gonna be honest, they have little to nothing to do except their side mission with this loon Becky and the British SEALs who are voiced by Idris Elba and Dominic West of all people, and they can be pretty funny. I still prefer them in the original film, as a father looking for his son is much more impactful than a family looking for their friend, at least in my opinion. I am aware that sounds pretty controversial, but that's just my opinion. We have three new characters, two of which are voiced by Modern Family vets Ty Burrell and Ed O'Neill, the other being voiced by Caitlin Olsen. The star of FX is the Mick, which is surprisingly good, but I digress. O'Neill is Hank, a very PG version of Jay from Modern Family, which is a nice way to introduce great adult characters. Hank is one of my favorite characters in the film next to Dory because I find his comedy to be the best out of all the side characters. Burrell, who recently expressed his talent in voice acting after Mr. Peabody and Sherman, voices Bailey, a beluga who can't use his abilities, and is overall annoyed by basically everything, just like me. And like Hank, he is hilarious to watch on screen. As for Destiny, The whale shark, she's pretty funny, but not as funny, in my opinion, as Hank and Bailey. As for Dory's parents, Jenny and Charlie, voiced by Diane Keaton and Eugene Levy, two great actors, are memorable as heck. They're not in it much, but you can tell that they have a presence during this entire movie. And again, the ending scene when they reunite with Dory is easily the highlight of this film. Well, that's pretty much it for the characters. Let's talk about the animation, and oh my god, this film literally recreated the entirety of California's Monterey Bay Aquarium / Marine Life Institute, and it looks great. The characters had a glow up or two with improved animation here and there, and the outside of the ocean looks like the real thing. God, Pixar knows how to animate real life aspects, don't they? As for the music, Thomas Newman returns for another score. He didn't do as good of a job as he did the last time, but it's still really good. The emotions still really hit hard with this film. So yeah, well, this film has a problem of being forgotten. I can't deny that Finding Dory is a pretty damn good movie. I gotta say, I'm perplexed at how much I enjoyed it when I rewatched it, and I almost raised the score for this movie to a 10. But as is, I can't deny the fact that I forgot about the films again soon. So my score remains a 9 out of 10. Watch this movie so you can reconnect with your family. Well, that's it for this review. Feel free to leave your thoughts on the movie below in the comments, and tune in next week when I take a look at Cars 3. With that said, my name is Mr. CCS, this is Movie Central, and that, my friends, is a wrap. See you next week.